Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to start seated today. Whenever I know we're going to start seated, I like to grab a blanket and then a bolster on top of the blanket and my blocks. And you might say that's a little extra, but I think it makes for a more space to be present. So I'm going to put my blocks underneath my knees. If you want, closing the eyes and starting to turn your gaze inward to see how you're doing. We'll do a little check-in, self-check-in here. So right away, as you begin here, what is arising? Are there any emotions that are present right now? Or maybe are brewing? How is your physical body? Are there any areas, muscle groups, joints that are metaphorically speaking to you today? What kind of messages has your brain or has your mind been giving you today? And how is your energy level? Sitting just a tiny bit more upright, bringing a slight tuck to your chin, just so the back of your neck feels longer. Might be an imperceptible amount of movement there, more of a lengthening there in the back of the neck. And starting or continuing some belly breathing, drawing the air in low and slow. You could even bring a hand or two down to the belly or the rib cage, just below the rib cage. As you breathe in, let the belly expand in all directions. And exhale, feeling a little bit of a contract. Inhale, expanding. And exhale, slightly contracting there at the end of your exhale. Continue to play with this style of breath, lengthening, deepening, or otherwise creating as much sense of ease and flow as you can. Noticing any points of strain or resistance. Let's see if you can work with that. Getting to a point where your mind kind of hands off this breathing work to the body. Let your body flow and hold the rhythm. Let your mind soften into knowing that your body's got it. You don't have to think about breathing now. Just let it flow. And if you would like to set a dedication or intention for your practice, feel free to bring something to mind right now. Let's take 3 clearing breaths, inhaling through your nose, filling all the way up and pausing for a moment or two at the top. And open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. In your own pace, 3 rounds like that. And when you're ready, letting your right ear sink toward your right shoulder. Pausing and then relaxing the left shoulder just a bit more, feeling sensation through the left side of your neck. And where else? Eventually letting your chin come down toward the center of your chest, pausing there to notice the back side of your neck. And then your left ear rolling toward the left shoulder, pausing, and then relaxing that right shoulder a little bit more, tuning into sensation there on the right side of the neck. Go ahead and let your head rock side to side like that a few times. And eventually blinking the eyes open and bringing your head up to neutral. Let's keep the shoulders and the rest of the body nice and still. We're just going to move through the neck, the head here. So take a nice slow inhale as you turn your head toward the left. And spend your entire exhale turning toward the right. Inhaling to the left. Exhaling to the right. Come back to center now. Keeping the shoulders and the rest of the body still yet again. Let's inhale as we look up, reaching the chin toward the ceiling or sky. And exhale, tilting your chin down, gazing down toward the floor. Inhale as you look up. And exhale as you look back down. Coming back to center. Let's get some props to the side here. We will straighten out the right leg to the right side. I'm going to stay up on my bolster here. If you don't have cushioning beneath you, you might want to grab a blanket or pillow or could roll up part of your mat or something for underneath your legs here as we go. For now, we've got that right leg out toward the right. We're just going to start to twist toward the left. You can kind of walk your hands around toward the left side. Try to stay upright here and notice the twist and kind of the pull or the stretch through the inner right leg. The adductors can stay in that twist to the left. And take a breath in where you're at. With your exhale, turning just your head over toward the right shoulder. Inhale, looking left. And exhale, looking right. One last time, just like that. Inhale left. Exhale right. Great. All right, let's move along to the other side right away. So we'll tuck the right leg back in and extend the left leg out toward the left side. Let's take our twist toward the right, walking your hands around, eventually coming to a sweet spot. I'm gonna grab a block on this side. It's feeling a little bit different for my right hand. Sitting up nice and tall here, noticing the twist sensation and that stretch through the left leg. With your inhale, turning your gaze toward the left and your head. Exhale into your twist toward the right. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, looking left. Exhale, looking right. One more. Coming back to the center. This time, let's let both legs go out. I'm gonna get off of my props now, maybe stay on the blanket. We'll take a little forward fold here, but let's have a bend of the knees. I know you might not be able to see that so well, but let's just bend the knees and sit up nice and tall. You might even feel like you're kind of perching up on the sitting bones. Let's inhale as we reach high overhead. Exhale, start to fold, maybe reaching for your legs, maybe wrapping your hands around your knees. Try to keep a nice tall spine here. If you want to, maybe starting to straighten your legs a little bit. Let's inhale to come to a halfway lift position. And then exhale, rounding forward as you reach toward your feet. Starting to rise back up. Eventually planting your hands behind you. Your fingertips can either be pointing away or toward your body. Either way is okay. Anywhere along the way is also just fine. Let's inhale and puff the chest up. Coming in a little bit of a back bend here. Big breath in, stretch through the collarbones and chest, and exhale. One more breath in. And exhale, tucking your chin toward your chest and coming back up. Next, let's keep that right leg out toward the right side. We're gonna rise up onto the left knee. Go ahead and find a little bit more rocking, or a little bit of rocking here for a little bit more stretch through the inside of that right leg. When you've had enough of that, let's bring the left hand over to the left side, planting it on the floor or a block, and we'll find our modified side plank right here. Lots and lots of options. You might stay where you're at. You might lift that top leg up, coming up off of the floor. You could straighten both legs and stack one foot on top of the other. So finding the variation that suits you. We're here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One last breath in. And breath out. Walking your hands back toward the center. And bring your right knee in. We're going to switch sides. The left leg off to the left side. And then rocking a little bit here, forward and back. Feeling stretch through the adductors there on the left leg, the inner left leg. And then eventually finding your way to your side plank on the right side. So maybe bringing your right hand up onto a block, reach your top arm high. As long as you're activating your core, your back, you're feeling strong in this pose, maybe you stay here. If you're looking for more of a challenge, maybe you lift up that left leg. You could straighten both legs to a full-on side plank. All up to you. Let's have 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And breath out. Lower your left knee down. And if it feels okay, you can sit on your knees or sit on a pillow behind your knees or stand up on your knees, whichever one works. Just for a moment here, let's flip your palms upward in your lap, sitting up nice and tall, maybe closing your eyes, feeling that length through the back of your neck with that micro tuck of your chin. With an inhale, let's sweep the arms around and up as you come to rise up onto your knees, joining your hands overhead, maybe looking up. And then exhale, lower your hands to heart center as you sit back down. Let's take this nice and slow. We'll do that a few times. Inhaling as you rise up, joining your hands overhead. And exhaling to lower back down. Maybe 2 more times. Next time you are standing up on your knees, let's stay there for a moment. Let's send just the right arm back. You could sit back as you do. Let's just bring the right hand back behind you anywhere and take kind of a angled side bend. So we're almost in a back bend. We're almost in a side bend. We're just kind of reaching back and seeing what feels good. I'm feeling like a really good stretch through like my left obliques and abdominals. And then let's come back up, reaching both hands high. And then exhale, bringing your left hand back somewhere. And again, finding that big reach, this time with the right arm. And then bringing both hands down, let's find cat and cow for a couple rounds through. With an inhale, cow pose, lowering the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the gaze. Exhale, cat, rounding up through your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Couple more like that. Next time you're in cat pose, let your head hang a little heavier, maybe nodding your head yes or no, or kind of moving it in a figure 8 pattern. And then we'll meet up in extended child's pose, reaching the knees out wide toward the edges of your mat, big toes touching behind you, sinking your seat and your chest toward the floor. Coming back to that belly breathing style, expanding in all directions, and softening into the pose with each exhale. All right, when you're ready, starting to rise back up, grabbing your blocks. Let's find our first downward facing dog. Bringing your hands up to the top of your mat, curling your toes under, and starting to find that inverted V, that A-frame shape with your body. Making sure your breath is flowing, and then maybe pedaling out your knees, bending and straightening. With your inhale, start to rise up to your tippy toes. And exhale as you lower your heels just in the direction of the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, rising up to your tippy toes. Exhale, lowering your heels. One last time. Inhale as you rise. Let's stay up on the tippy toes here as you bend your knees and look toward the top of your mat. Step just the right foot forward. Extend your arms back behind you for arrow pose. So we're lifting the shoulder blades together behind us. Take a big breath in, reaching your fingertips. And exhale. See if you can step your way to the top of your mat. Standing up at the top. Take a moment, wiggle it out a little bit here. Whew. And then right away, we're getting into it. Inhale, reaching hands high. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, sliding your hands up to the thighs, halfway lift. And exhale, lower your hands to your blocks or the floor. Let's step just the right foot back. Arrow pose, arms reaching down and shoulder blades hugging together behind you. Big breath in and out. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, low arrow pose. So we're staying in this knelt position, reaching the head forward and the arms back. Big breath in and out, bringing your hands to block. Step your left knee back to the floor to meet your right, tabletop. And then lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Bringing hands on either side of the chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Head and heart lifting using the strength of your core and your back. And exhale, lower everything down. Two more like that. Inhale, baby cobra, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. And exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, press your way up to tabletop and then back to child's pose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, rising up, tabletop. Exhale, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Last breath in. Exhale, bend your knees and walk your hands to the back of your mat so you end up in a frog squat at the back. You could be down low or you could come up a little higher. We're just squatting to our abilities here. Inhale as you puff the chest up. Exhale, forward fold, straightening your legs. Maybe having your blocks or even a chair or a couch underneath your hands. Inhale, frog, bending your knees, puffing your chest up so you have as much of a neutral spine here as possible. And exhale, forward fold. Staying here, feel free to widen your feet, toe heeling your feet out a little bit farther toward the edges of your mat. You want to sway a little bit here or find ragdoll pose. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. My favorite lately is like bending extra deep into the knees as I sway. Maybe switching your grip if you decided to grab opposite elbows. Eventually releasing and then rising up to a halfway lift, that 90-degree angle about back in the legs. And then bend your knees a lot. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining your hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, taking a moment to yourself. Big breath in. And exhale, release. Letting your hands come down by your sides if you'd like. Shift all of your body over to balance over your right foot. Let's find one-legged mountain pose. Coming to the left toe, tippy toes, or bending your left knee and lifting it to about hip height. Breathing in, feel that strength. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose, bending back into the left knee. Exhale, straighten, touch your left heel to the floor. Take a step forward. So now all of your weight is over that left foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose, right knee lifts. Exhale, stay. One more breath in. Exhale, straighten that left leg. You could touch down for support or see if you can keep it lifted. Inhale, bending that right knee one more time. And exhale, straighten, touch your right heel down to the floor and slowly step to the right foot. Inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten, take that last step forward. Last time through, inhale, right knee lifts. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lift. And exhale, straighten, taking that last step to the top of your mat. Let's get a little shake out going here. So maybe shaking the legs out or the arms. You could lift and lower your heels a few times. You could jump in the air. Not questioning it, just moving how it comes out. Letting your body kind of get all those little, I don't know, I kind of think about it like energetic cobwebs, you know? I come in to this little studio space here, and a lot of times there's literal cobwebs. And you just, you know, do a little perimeter vacuum, a little sweep, and a little dust here and there. So I kind of view yoga, a yoga practice, in a similar way. We're just getting those cobwebs, clearing them out. Okay, when you're done with your shakeout here, let's take it on down to a seat first, and then to your back, but eventually coming all the way down and pulling your knees up toward your chest. And then take a little bit of movement with the intention of massaging pressure around your low back, around the sacrum, bending or rolling your knees in circles, kind of zeroing in on that point of contact, that point of pressure as you move around a little bit here. Oh. There's a lot of nerves and blood vessels going on through the sacrum area. Google a picture if you haven't sometime. There are little holes for all of these tendons and veins, not tendons, sorry, veins and nerves. And then setting your feet down on the ground. Let's bring the arms out wide. Scoot the pelvis over toward the left edge of your mat, and then allow your knees to start lowering toward the right. Supine twist. And you might stay right where you're at, or you might Start to turn your head toward the left, the opposite of your knees. You could see what it feels like to spin your palms up toward the sky or spin your palms down toward the floor. It's feeling really enjoyable. It's going to oscillate between the two for me right now. Worth a shot. And at some point, try to do nothing. Just exist in the twist for a couple more breaths. Eventually start to switch sides, bringing your knees back up to center, scooting the pelvis over toward the right edge of the mat now as you lower your knees, twisting them toward the left. Maybe flipping the palms up toward the sky and down toward the floor. Maybe turning your gaze toward the right this time, away from your knees. Eventually softening into a moment of as much nothingness as you can. The more I think about nothingness, the more it seems so full of everything. But let's not get into that mind word puzzle right now. And eventually coming back to center. Let's take a nice long body stretch, reaching arms and legs in opposite directions. And then happy baby, pulling the knees in toward the chest once more, reaching down for the inside or outside edges of your feet. And then relaxing your upper body back down toward the floor, either holding steady or doing as a happy baby might do, and just kind of, I don't know, goo goo gaga with your feet. Maybe moving a little bit, or just bringing a smile to your face if you want. If there are any last poses, movements, or stretches that you're needing or wanting before our final rest, now is your time. Eventually settling into Shavasana. You might grab any of those props you were using before, maybe putting a little something under your knees, maybe a pillow under your head. And today, Shavasana will be accompanied by some wind chimes and some koshi bells, a few sounds to stir the mind or help to clear those cobwebs out of the mind, the body, maybe the spirit. You can see how it affects you. So just go ahead and keep inviting more ease into your experience. the soundscape begin. Letting your mind and your body go to that restful place. Rest, digest, and heal. When you are ready to reawaken, do so slowly and with intention. Take your time wiggling fingers and toes, maybe circling your ankles or wrists. Eventually reaching into a long body stretch. And then turning to either side, finding the fetal position for a moment or two. Then go ahead and press your way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe joining hands together at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free. And may our thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to the happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Bring thumbs up to third eye center, and we'll seal our class in with a little bow forward together now. Thank you.